If you've been keeping pace with the news, you probably will have seen the alleged attack in Caracas, Venezuela, supposedly an attempt to assassinate Nicolas Maduro. We see soldiers fleeing and the president looking up before the feed is cut. So it was a military parade in Caracas. Maduro is now pointing the finger at Colombia, long-standing rival of the country. Venezuela. It has been widely condemned in South America and further afield for its moves away from democracy. Maduro has entrenched himself as head of state, leader of the Bolivarian Republic, following the path of the revolution, all that jazz. Soldiers were reportedly injured in this incident. Several people have already been arrested, who Interior Minister Reverol is calling, quote, terrorists and hired killers. There's talk of a right-wing plot. Jorge Rodriguez, communications minister, has accused opposition forces within the country. The Colombians are denying involvement. The US also has denied involvement, as Maduro was accusing certain elements within the United States also. Yeah, something like this happens. Theories go flying around. It was this group being backed by this foreign government, then someone else will come along and say, oh, so naive. It was actually an inside job set up by the president himself to justify a future crackdown, which is of course not beyond the realms of possibility. But then someone else will stop by and say, no, it's you who are the naive fool buying into mainstream right-wing propaganda. This was clearly an attempt by fascistic internal forces to undermine the revolution, and so on, and so on. You could just say, we don't know for sure what's going on, but folks just find it fun to speculate, don't they? Sometimes quite wildly. But the evidence isn't in, and the facts are not clear as far as this incident goes. What is clear is that Venezuela has a terrible human rights record. It is a country with a reputation for murder and violence, and it's clearly a country in an economic crisis, largely due to the fall of oil prices several years ago. But as far as this incident goes, we don't know for sure if it was a genuine assassination attempt. It could have been, but we don't know. One report from the scene is saying that firefighters who talked to the Associated Press on the condition of anonymity said the explosion actually came from an apartment close to where the military parade was taking place. A gas tank blowing up. Okay, but that doesn't explain why all the soldiers ran away, as they did. Were there drones? On social media, a group called the National Movement of Soldiers in T-shirts are saying that they done did it, the supposed drone attack, but the plot was foiled by snipers who shot the drones down. No evidence supports this claim. We have the Venezuelan defense minister coming out after this happening, swearing his unconditional loyalty to the president on television. We have people arrested pretty quickly, so-called terrorists. We have the opening rounds of finger-pointing and denials, and we have an authoritarian leader calling out the Colombian leader by name. And Maduro is trotting out lines like maximum punishment, there will be no forgiveness. Yeah, shit like this happens. It's a headline grabber, no doubt. But in the age of fast food news and information overload, people tend to quickly move on to the next loud noises pretty quick. Even if it isn't making the headlines in the weeks to come, maybe keep an eye on Venezuela, or more specifically, the regime there. Are they going to turn up the heat on their opponents? Are new security measures going to be proposed by the president? Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think, and have a good one, folks. I will see you next time.